Hey everybody, and welcome to a Tatter-a-fact here in sweltering hot, humid Las Vegas at the Girlz Inc. studio. Our weather is super hot here. 62% humidity.
Ew.
Yeah, and we're not used to that. We're used to dry heat. Dry heat. But is that any better when it's 110, whether it's dry or humid? I don't know. But the humidity, I think because we're not used to it out here, makes it feel like the air's thick, like we can't breathe. Like it's heavy on your chest. That's the feeling I get when the humidity gets high. And 62 is super high. We average, I think, like 7 or 8% humidity, like pretty much average that. So we're very, very dry. And yeah, so it's been, we've had torrential rains. July is monsoon season, which we love the rain. Earth needs rain. Vegas needs rain. So we're grateful for the rain, but man, it causes problems out here. But anyway, so I hope all has been well. Everybody's good. You good, Olivia?
Yep, I'm good.
Yeah, you good, Willow?
I am.
Yeah, we had a great week here at Girlz Inc. I think. Yeah. So we launched our needle line, our new needle cartridge needle line. So that was super exciting, and I think I told you girls yesterday that it really it hasn't sunk in yet. It hasn't hit me yet that Girlz Inc. actually has a needle brand now, our own line of needles. It just hasn't hit me yet. We've been working so hard on them, and for the last 2 years, getting everything, picking the right configurations and getting them all worked out, testing them from the manufacturer and whatnot, and then the marketing assets, the design, the box, everything. There was just so much that went into this needle line, and been a lot of work. And then then you just wake up one day and it's here. Like they launch. They're here, right? It's crazy. And we collabed with TATSoul. So I want to give TATSoul a huge shout out. Billy, you know who you are. I love you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to do this with TATSoul. I've been a huge fan of TATSoul for well over 10 years. It's one of my favorite needles on the planet. They definitely know how to manufacture a needle all the right ways and take their needle manufacturing very seriously. I think that's what they're kind of well known for, are their needles. Lots of other things, but primarily they're known for their needles. So worked out a great collab deal last couple of years and been working on them. So and they're so pretty. They're so pretty.
Yeah.
I just stare at them. I just stare at the box. Olivia, this is your first box.
Yep.
That you designed, like your first, like your product box.
Mm-hmm. I stare at it too.
You see? That's so funny. It's so cute.
That's why I wanted to be sitting in front of me at all times while I'm working.
Right. Well, and we're gonna talk about 11 things today that don't cost money, don't require talent per se, yet required to be successful. And so, we're going to hit on that a little bit, what you just said, because that's pride right there, right? That is like pride and passion. So, I've been staring at them too. I just think they're so pretty. Girlz Inc. Pink, and they're just super cool needles. So they launched, they're live on the Girlz Inc. store as of, I think, 2 days ago. Right? Mm-hmm. And I was really careful, meticulous with my selection, like on the configurations and the diameters. And so, and I made, I picked them specifically for the PMU artist of today. So lots of nano diameters, the 0.25s. We actually did three single needles, a 0.25, a 0.30, and a 0.35. So 3 different single needles to choose from. in the OMG needle collection. So that's what they're called, the OMG cartridge needle. Got that all trademarked. That was a hard one to get trademarked. Yeah, took a long time to get that trademarked, to have that get approved by the examiner and all that stuff. But it went through, and I love that name, OMG. It's super cool. So the OMG needle cartridge line, 3 different single needles. And I thought it was important to put 3 different diameter single needles in there, because depending on the skin, like this texture of the skin, among other things, would determine whether you want to go as small as a 0.25, or do you want to jump up to a 0.35. If the skin is super textured, pores, if it's oily, resistant skin, then you're going to want to use a 0.35, on that type of skin. The 0.25 is just going to be too small, and it won't hold up well on tougher textured skin. Imagine how tiny that tip is on a 0.25. The tip is tiny anyway. I mean, when you look at a single needle, you can't see the tip with your naked eyes. You got to get out a 30 times jeweler loop. But so imagine, the tip on a 0.25. It's even smaller. So it's a little, it's not as rugged. It's not going to hold up as long. So textured, tough skin, you definitely want to use the 0.35. The 0.30 is, kind of a universal in the middle needle. You want a little bit more saturation? Use a 0.35. The smaller the needle, the smaller the diameter, the less pigment it deposits, the less saturation. And then hair stroke size. When you're doing hair strokes, you want to, if the client has existing hair, then you want to match the width of that hair. So if your client has super fine eyebrow hair, then yeah, you're totally going to want to use a single as small as a 0.25 in diameter. But if that client has thicker, coarser eyebrow hair, it's not going to blend if you're creating surrounding strokes with a 0.25. The strokes you're creating are going to look too thin, and they're going to look out of place, and they're not going to blend and match, because that's what it's all about, blending and matching and creating the illusion that the client has a full brow, a full organic brow. So clients with thicker hair, coarser hair, you're going to want to jump up to that 0.35 to get a little bit thicker of a stroke. And in some cases, you're just going to have to jump off of the single, and you're going to want to get into a 3 liner. We do men nowadays, and some women have really super thick, coarse hair. So you might even need a 3 liner for that. And if you do, we've got the perfect 3 liner for you, a 0.25. So we've got a 3 liner and a 5 liner, both in a 2.5. And then when it comes to our shaders, we have 3 shaders, and we have 2 different 3 shaders to choose from. I wanted a 0.25, but I also wanted to go a little bit bigger in diameter and offer a 0.30 with the 3 shaders. So we have 2 different diameter size 3 shaders. And I did that because those 3 shaders rock. They are so awesome. If you have not used a 3 shader yet, you have got to try a 3 shader. You've got to try our 3 shaders, the OMG 3 shaders. They're great for whip shading in that bulb area. If the single needle's just, too small, or just not quite the right needle for that particular skin type. So if skin's like super oily, super resistant, you're just not getting pigmented with that single needle, jump up to that 3 shader, man. It's nice and loose. It's a nice loose configuration. And a looser configuration is going to give you, looser pixels. And it just looks super buttery and fantastic. Those 3 shaders are just awesome. And they're awesome for bottom eyeliners as well, if you prefer a little bit smaller. If a 5 shader feels a little too big for you on those bottom eyeliners, then you're going to probably feel nice and cozy with a 3 shader. So yeah, I'm excited for everybody to try the 3 shaders. And then we have 8 shader. We have 5 and 8 shaders, both on a 0.25. And what else? Let me look at my list. Oh, and the 14 round shader in a 0.25. And I love a 14 round shader. I think it's important. 14 round shaders are important, especially if you need a bigger needle for like lips and areolas and you don't quite dig the mag. Not everybody digs the mag. Some people definitely like to stay with round configurations, but you want a big needle, right? So the 14 round shader is perfect for that. And then we did a couple of curved mags, the 7 curved and the 9 curved. So those are the configurations and the offerings in the OMG needle lineup. And that's what we launched with. And that's what we're going to stick with for a bit until we get feedback from our customers and letting us know if there's a particular configuration that they feel is missing out of the lineup. So, you know, here at Girlz Inc., we love your feedback, and it helps us. It really, really helps us in knowing what to stock, you know, and what to keep on hand and what to be working on, you know, for the future for you guys. So super important to give us your feedback. And so I'm excited for these needles to get out. Yeah. And they look so pretty. You're definitely going to want to take like, you're gonna want them in your reels and your TikTok videos.
Yeah.
Right?
The pink really stands out.
Yeah, the pink really, really stands out. We went with like a state-of-the-art pink membrane, the pink finger ledge. That's the other cool feature that TATSoul actually created, innovated, and introduced first to the industry. They were the first one. It came from, you know, them. It was born from TATSoul, that finger ledge. And when you grab that finger ledge, when you grab like the OMG needle for the first time and you start tattooing with it, doing your procedures with it, the grip, you know, it's just this fantastic silicone little grip. And yeah, it's a great place to rest your finger, but it's more than that. The grip that it provides is really, really nice. And the better your grip, right, I think the better control that you have. I mean, grip is really important. Hand grip, finger grip is really, really important because, you know, we're driving the machine, we're driving the needle, and we want it to go exactly where we intend it to go. And so grip is important. So I think they're going to really like that finger ledge a lot. And it helps with finger fatigue, finger comfort. So it's a great little, I think it's fantastic. I thought they were brilliant when they came out with that finger ledge. Every needle in the OMG line is a long taper. And that was specific. Long tapers cause less trauma. Long tapers create a smaller hole in the skin, which creates less trauma, skin trauma. So that is always been really important to me. I've always been really keen on long tapers. I think long tapers are fantastic. And they just do great pixels, great gradient blending, great transitions. Love long tapers. And the other super cool little thing about the needle itself is it is highly, highly polished. Super slick, super polished. So a polished needle, the opposite of a polished needle is a textured needle. I have never personally preferred a textured needle. And I don't really see the need for one, to be quite honest. That's just my personal opinion. You know, I spent years making needles, and I just don't think it implants that much more pigment where it makes a difference. And it causes, you know, friction coming in and out of the skin because there's little, what's the word I want to say? Little grooves nicked down the side of the needle, which makes it textured. And the theory is pigment kind of nestles in those little nicks. So you get a little bit more pigment in the skin. But like I said, it creates a little bit more friction, a little bit more trauma for the skin. So a highly polished needle, it's just creates less friction going in and out of the skin, which in turn creates less trauma. For me as an artist, my personal mission is always to create less trauma. And I think with movement and configuration alone, I can get something as saturated as I want. I personally don't need little nicks and grooves going up and down my needle to help me do that. That's just me personally. It's my personal opinion. Yeah, I've always liked a slick needle. So, and others may disagree and like the textured needle, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you hate me, right? We can have a difference of opinion and still like super love each other and respect each other. Yeah. So the OMG needle line, yeah, super stoked about it. Coming in a 20-pack, state-of-the-art medical grade membrane, super important. Great tension with that membrane. I know TATSoul really worked on the membrane and creates very little tension on the machine. Some membranes, if they're not done well, they can create a lot of tension on the machine, which can cause your machine to overwork a little bit. So yeah, great membrane. And there you have it, the OMG needle line. So, hey, you guys, get yourself a box today. And in the comments, please let us know what configurations you tried. Let us know how you like them, how you like the finger ledge. I am really super excited to hear from you. And I think we should give away a couple of boxes, right, to people who comment.
I agree.
You agree?
I do.
I agree. So yeah, we'll just randomly pick a couple of winners out of the comments and send you out a box of your favorite configuration. So yeah.
Yep. So make sure you go to YouTube.
Yeah, make sure you go to YouTube. Comments on the Tatter-a-fact YouTube account and leave us some comments below on how you like the OMG needle line. And we'll randomly select a couple. I'll let Willow and Olivia pick, and we'll get in touch with you, and we'll send you out a couple of free boxes. I'm super stoked. All right. So, anything else, you guys? You wanna before we get into our list? Yeah, we good?
No, feels good to be back.
Yeah, you were on vacation.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you went to what, Lake Tahoe?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was fun.
it was fun.
Then I came back to community. That wasn't fun.
And heat.
Yeah.
And you came back and you got a scarf on your head. You're wearing like a
Yeah.
hanky on your head, right? Like a kerchief. I called it a hanky yesterday. Michelle was like, "It's not a hanky." I'm like, "That's what my dad called them." I grew up with my dad. My dad was a plumber, and he always had a hanky. But they're bandanas. They're bandanas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a bandana on your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a hanky. I guess hankies are for blowing your nose, right? My dad just seriously called it a hanky. So, but a bandana. I've never been a bandana wearer, but yeah, because you sunburn, you got a tan, you got a sunburn on your scalp.
Yeah.
So
I didn't
now it
know
looks
that
like
was
you
a
have
thing.
dandruff, like
Yeah.
you're flaking everywhere. Yeah, I thought,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, Taryn's gonna say something, so I better cover it up.
I know. Well, we have a new artist named Jillian Silva. Yeah, you should check her out on Instagram because she's a microblader. And she's been here about a month, just getting her feet wet, just getting comfortable with us girls here at Girls Inc. And she was on latex practice pads today with a machine, so she's going to learn machine. But she by no means wants to stop doing microblading, and nor should she. She is so good. Like, I love her work. So yeah, check her out. But she had a little kerchief. I see, hanky or kerchief. Those are old-fashioned terms. She had a bandana on today. You know. So yeah, I thought maybe you liked her bandana, and you wanted to be like Jillian, because I've never seen you in a bandana.
I know there was a reason why.
No. I know. She have dandruff.
Yeah. Not dandruff, just peeling skin.
Peeling skin. Like, is that any better? It's like, it's both. Isn't any better? It's
Yeah,
like
'cause
dead skin.
It'll go away.
Yeah, I guess that's the big thing. It will
Yeah.
go away. I think dandruff is, an ongoing problem, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's dry scalp. They have to be proactive and do certain things. So to keep it to a minimum. I have a good family member who has dandruff, and it's not fun.
No.
Yeah, I think it's like dry and itchy. Okay, good. So Lake Tahoe, beautiful weather up there, fantastic. I've been there. Glad you're back though. We missed you. Willow was just, she was sad.
I was very lonely. It's quiet over here.
It is. It's quiet, and so now we know who the loud one is. Willow.
Yeah, it's not me.
No, it's not. No,
It's not me. It's you.
no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever
But-
thought I would be loud.
Yeah. Huh?
Whoever thought I would be loud.
I know. Yeah. It took you a while. Took you a while to get loud and to be mean. You're mean to me sometimes. And you may have, I think Samson, I don't know. I think he, his eyes were on Willow all week, or his ass was on your lap all week,
All
really.
week. All week.
All week. So, I don't know. Samson might have a new favorite auntie. I'm just saying, Olivia, you might have to bring him a new dog toy.
Another one.
Another one, because he stole your puppies. But yay. And so we're in a new suite. We're in a new suite. So we have the Girls Inc. suite like we always have had. And we rented the suite next door. And so it's not connected. So we actually have to walk out Suite C to get over here to Suite A. But here in Suite A, we've got all our products. We got a new we moved our podcast room over here, and there's no tattooing over here. And so I love that we can have our puppies over here. It's like fantastic. So I'm kind of excited about that.